Welcome in everyone, this is Sean with MTG808 Jr. and today we are going to be doing some standard Pauper gameplay. We're going to be taking blue-green auras into a match against my good buddy Nick. I think he's going to be playing my blue-black equipment aggro deck, but we'll find out for sure in a second. But before we jump into that, just want to make sure that everyone knows about our upcoming Youth Championship Scholarship Tournament. We'll be paying out $750 in scholarship money for prizes. First place gets 500, second place gets 250, and that format is going to be standard Pauper, which we're looking at today. So let's jump into it. So Luca here, he won our most recent standard Pauper youth tournament, playing blue-green auras. This was the second time that he won with pretty much the same deck. He won back in October or November, and yeah, he basically brought the same deck. We talked about it in a little bit of depth in our overview of the top 4 decks from our tournament. We'll have a link to that in the description. But basically, we want to give Luca's deck a spin and kind of recreate the end boss match that we played. As this post here says, he was the first single player to beat me in the end boss match, and he earned himself 6 packs. So congratulations once again to Luca, and we're going to take a look at the deck. I've made some changes to Luca's list. Added Honkopesh, Attune with Aether, Unsummon in the main deck. Talked about these changes a little bit in the previous video, which we'll have a link to, but let's jump into this match. Alright. Ooh, this hand is great. We get to have a turn 1 Goggles into turn 2 Swooper into... We can't play this on turn 3, but we should be able to play it on turn 4 for sure. So this hand is great. Alright. And... oh. Alright, it's possibly still that blue-black and aggro deck that Nick said he wanted to play. So here we go. Aether Swooper. Yes, I would like to equip Goggles. Boom. And we get 2 energy. Alright, yeah, this feels good. Having a 2-4 on turn 1, or on turn 2. 2-4 flyer. It's gonna make another artifact. Alright, yeah. Oh man, my Aether Swooper is so much better than his Aether Swooper. Alright, so next turn we're going to attack, we're going to make a servo, probably play Slitherblade and equip it with Honkopesh. Alright. Yes, I would like to pay 2 energy. Alright, here's our Slitherblade. And I could just play out both Honkopeshes this turn, but I think I would rather equip it. Since we have enough artifacts to play Bastion Inventor next turn anyway, I think I'd rather get the board presence here. Yeah, so Luca was playing Prying Blade in his list, and he was only playing 2, but we're playing 4 Honkopesh. And yeah, again, I can't sing highly enough the praises of Honkopesh in this format. Yeah, so next turn we won't be able to attack with the servo because we'll need to tap it for improvise, but we can play Honed Kopesh and then tap our 4 artifacts to play Bastion Inventor. Yeah. So this is looking pretty good. He's in the tank. Alright, here's his Honed Kopesh. Alright, yep, we're just taking this. Add the Slitherblade. Man, this looks like a mirror match. Okay, so now we can attack with our servo, but he has a Slitherblade, so we don't want to attack with our servo. But we will be able to equip Honed Kopesh to something. So I'm going to attack first. Just get in. Boom. We get to play Honed Kopesh, get to play Bastion Inventor. Now, do I want to equip the goggles to it? I don't think so, but I do want to put this Kopesh on something. And I think I want to put it on... I want to put it on the Inventor for now, just in case I need a block with the Inventor. But I might move it over to the Aether Swooper next turn so that it can attack through his guy. Because I have a feeling that he is not going to be able to attack next turn. Oh, he is going off to the races. Okay. So we're going to go to 15. And he's got his own Bastion Inventor. Okay, well, ours is bigger, so... Ooh, that was such a good draw. Alright. Yeah, we're just gonna bash. Alright, so he's at 5. That feels good. Alright, I do not want to put the goggles on this. But I do want to put a +1/+1 counter. I guess I could make a servo and just try to go wide and kill him, but I think I'd rather have my trampled dude just be big. Yeah, that was a very good top deck. Alright. So now his Bastion Inventor is big. I don't think he can attack here. Just with the Slitherblade. Yeah, I guess he doesn't really want to block with the Slitherblade. Okay. 2, 3, 4. Okay, I do want to move this here. Well, actually, I don't really want to attack with Aether Swooper here. So what I'm going to do is move Inventor's Goggles here. And then I think I just attack with these three. Well, okay, so the servo is probably chumping the Bastion Inventor. And then these two have to get in. I think I can attack with everybody because this needs to chump, this needs to block here. And then yeah. I think it's pretty safe to attack with everybody here. He might have an unsummon. So if he unsummons the Pima Outrider, I get punished for attacking. Okay, I'll play a little conservatively. Assume that he has something. Okay, so he's going to trade here. I think he has to chump here. Yeah, and then double block on the Outrider. Oh, he's got to have Skullduggery then. So he can kill our servo. Ah, if he kills our servo, then we can't cast Bastion Inventor. Okay, good. He's shrinking the Slitherblade to save him a life. So we will get to cast Bastion Inventor. Alright. Yeah, he's in some trouble here. He's at 4. Yeah, this Slitherblade, if I just load up all the equipment onto it, is lethal. He can't really get out of this. Man, this guy having Hexproof is so good. Yeah. See, so I had 1 extra equipment. I had 1 more equipment than he did. Yeah, I don't really have a sideboard. Mostly because Luca didn't really have a sideboard. So, yeah, I'm just gonna keep jamming this. Okay, this hand is not nearly as good as my last hand. So I would need to draw a forest and 1 more land to be able to cast this. I don't really want to mulligan this, though. Alright, I'm curious. I'm curious if a hand like this can pan out. Because there's 20 lands and 2 Attune with Aethers in the deck, so there's 18. Yeah. I have more than a 1 in 3 chance to draw a land. So by turn 3 I should have a land. And then, you know, if we might get lucky and draw a 4th land as well. Alright, there we go. Boom. Alright, and he mulliganed down to 6. He mulliganed to 6 on the play. It's got nothing. Oh, that was a great draw. Alright. So we're gonna go get an island. And we are done. Much slower draw for us, but he doesn't have a 2-drop, which is very surprising, because if he's using the list that I have on the YouTube channel, the deck is all 1 and 2 drops. So I'm surprised that he doesn't have anything. Okay, there we go. Alright. Let's draw something. Okay. So we're kind of all in on this Pima Outrider. But if we play the Pima Outrider and make a servo, then the next turn we can play Gear Seeker Serpent. And Pima Outrider is going to be a 4/5 with the Inventor's Goggles on it. So this is, I mean, we're on our back foot right now, but we're looking pretty good. Oh no. Okay, so now here's the question. Do I want to bounce that? I think I do, just because I kind of want to preserve my life total. It's basically like he spent almost all his mana this turn on that, and I'm going to be spending all of my mana for the next couple turns, so getting that out of the way will be nice. Alright, we want a servo. There we go. Boom. Excuse me. Alright, there it is. Ooh. Okay. I'm just gonna attack and offer this trade. We'll get in 2 damage with this trade. Yeah, he snaps that off real quick. That's a good trade for him. But I really just want to get the Doomed Operative out of the way so that Gear Seeker Serpent can do its thing. Oh, there it is. Ooh. Yeah, excuse me, I'm just yawning all over the place here. Alright, I think we block with the servo if he attacks. Like, we are on our back foot. We'll still be able... Oh, never mind. So he's just pressing damage here. It's very aggressive of him. I guess he's banking on me not having another land. But we had it. Now he's just got a race speed in the air, but this Aether Swooper / Cartouche should address that nicely. Oh, Bastion Inventor, okay. Alright, so I think I need to hold back the Gear Seeker Serpent to block. He is representing Unsummon, but if he's using my list, I know that he only plays 2 Unsummons. And I think I can wait 1 turn, because if he does have Unsummon, he'll probably unsummon the Gear Seeker Serpent to get in damage. And I don't want my Cartouche to get caught by Unsummon. So I think I'm going to wait. And just hold back. Yes, we do want goggles there. Yes, we do want our 2 energy. Now we're going to equip. Alright, and we'll just pass. Holding this land in my hand because I'd rather make him think that I have something in my hand than let him know that I have nothing. And I don't think that the only way I get punished for holding this land in my hand is if I draw a second land next turn and need to use 8 total mana in the turn. So even between like moving around equipment and casting Cartouche, I don't think I'm going to need 8 mana. So the upside of having him guess what cards are in my hand is the upside of that is outweighed by the downside of potentially needing to have had this land in play this turn. Okay, so he's suiting up. Okay, so he might have Skullduggery. He might have Supernatural Stamina. I think I have to try to make this block here, though. So if he has Supernatural Stamina, he gets to kill Gear Seeker Serpent. If he has Skullduggery, he gets to kill Gear Seeker Serpent. Supernatural Stamina means his guy comes back too, though. I guess if he has Unsummon, then he kills Gear Seeker Serpent, or he bounces Gear Seeker Serpent and then kills our Aether Swooper. Yeah. I think it's correct to block here and just make him have it. Because I want him to use whatever trick he has so that I can get use out of this Cartouche. But it's possible I get punished here if he kills the Aether Swooper and then I'm just stuck with 4 energy that I can't use. Because I could beat Bastion and Inventor attacking me each turn if I'm just like pooping out a chump blocker with Aether Swooper each turn. So yeah, making this block might be wrong. What? Does he have the Skullduggery? Oh. He does have a spell. Hmm. So he's saying his computer wouldn't let him cast a spell. Wow. Okay. So lots of lots of students assumed that Young was an instant as well at the tournament. Okay. So he shouldn't have made that attack, it seems. Um, yeah, so what I thought was the problem was he was trying to cast it during the ordering of the blockers. Alright, so he just scooped it up. Alright, let's get in one more. Not this. We need Pauper and Aura's updated. Okay. Yeah, so I thought he was trying to cast the spell during the ordering of the blockers step, which Magic Online doesn't let you cast even instants during that step because you have to decide where the blockers are. And then if he didn't have a stop on declare blockers step, then it would have skipped that and gone straight to damage. So that's what I thought was wrong, but it turns out that he just didn't realize Young was a sorcery. Alright, this hand is awful. We need a creature, so we're going to mulligan. Alright, this hand is much better. Yeah, we'll keep this. If I had a forest, I would be tempted to keep this, but since I don't, we're definitely bottoming it. Alright, we're going to lead with Slitherblade because we want to start attacking. If we had an Aether Swooper in our hand, we would probably lead with Goggles. But since we don't, we're leading with Slitherblade. If we draw an Aether Swooper, oh well. There's like a 4 in 54 chance that we draw Aether Swooper. Alright, he's trying a different deck. Sweet. No, I guess Magic Online is lagging or something. Sometimes this happens, where Magic Online doesn't show you the art. Ooh. Okay. I want to play this cartouche because it's going to dig me cards. So let's draw a forest. That's not a forest. But it's a card we can cast, so that's not the worst. I don't know if it's correct to attack here. I think it's correct not to attack, because we'll just be trading 1 for 1. No, it's got to be correct to attack here, because trading 1 for 1, I think we're fine doing, especially since we drew another Slitherblade, and then next turn we can threaten the block. Alright. Yeah, so this... Nick is playing the mono-white aggro deck, which was featured in our previous gameplay match video. I believe we were playing green-black energy against it. Ooh. Okay. So I'm going to attack and then play Inventor's Goggles and Slitherblade. Yeah. And then the plan is to play Aether Swooper next turn. So he's playing the mono white deck that was featured in our previous gameplay video. This list that he's playing is pretty close to the list that Kyle played to second place. In the recap of the top 4 from our tournament, in that video, I talked a little bit about the differences between the list that Nick is playing and the list that Kyle played. I am planning to do a more in-depth deck tech on that, hopefully this week. So yeah, I expect that to be coming pretty soon. So he's taken 2. We're playing Inventor's Goggles and Slitherblade. I would be really sad if he drops a Honed Kopesh here, because that means Sacred Cat will not only be able to attack here, but it'll also gain him 2 life. So we're going to be pretty far behind if he has a Honed Kopesh or a Cartouche of Solidarity. Alright, so he's just bashing with Gustwalker. That's completely fine. Alright, Unwavering Initiate. Luckily for us, Unwavering Initiate gets blocked by our 2/4 Aether Swooper. So I think I'm still only going to attack with 1 Slitherblade, because if he has a Compulsory Rest for Aether Swooper, I still don't want I don't want him to attack with Sacred Cat. Yeah. So he might have Compulsory Rest here for Aether Swooper. In which case, maybe it's correct to only attack with this Slitherblade. Yeah. And then if he doesn't have Compulsory Rest, then I know that I can just start full-on racing him. Because if I only attack with this Slitherblade, the only attacks that he has would be to exert... No, he wouldn't have any attacks. Or if he Compulsory Rested, he would at least have to... No, I'm going to attack with this one. I don't want that Sacred Cat getting hits in. Uh-oh. Excuse me. Okay, so Honed Kopesh. Does he have the Compulsory Rest too? Okay, so not so bad. Okay, we'll take the 4. We're going to 13 here, but we're gonna get to make a servo here. Ah, we needed a forest deck. Come on. Alright. Let's see. So if I attack with this and this, then I can move both equipments over to the Slitherblade. Yes, we want to use the energy. And then move this here. Move this here. Boom. Alright, now we have a sweet blocker. So this is a perfect example of a situation where the equipment really shine in terms of letting you get value on attacking and then also get value on defending, right? We were able to get 2 extra power, 2 extra points of damage in by having the equipment on our attackers. Post-combat, we moved them over to a defender, and now we get to have a really good defender. He can't even exert Gustwalker here on this attack, because Slitherblade has flying. Haha! Okay, maybe he forgot that Slitherblade has flying, and he's gonna exert Gustwalker. He might have Mighty Leap, if that's the case. Talkrop Elite, okay. That's frustrating. That's very frustrating. Okay, let's see. This is awkward. So he's probably gonna exert his Talkrop Elite next turn. At which point we're probably just gonna need to chump block a bunch of stuff. I would like the Aether Swooper to be big enough to kill the Talkrop Elite, but that means we have to put all of our equipment on him. Or I guess we can keep the equipment on Slitherblade. We just need Khopesh on the Slitherblade, and then we can move Inventor's Goggles somewhere else. If we move Inventor's Goggles somewhere else, then... I think we want it on the Aether Swooper, because then Slitherblade will be a 3/4 and it can block Talkrop Elite and kill it. We're gonna need to make some chump blocks, and then an Aether Swooper will be able to block Sacred Cat if he attacks with it. Yeah, I guess that's gonna have to be it, and then we're gonna have to make some chumps. So this is gonna be 4, 8, 12. If he exerts, it'll be 13, so we'll have to chump block at least one of these guys. Excuse me. Okay. I think that I need to keep this Slitherblade back, because I would like to not die to I'm playing this because if I draw Forest next turn, I might want to play Pima Outrider and move around my equipment. But I would like to be able to not die to Mighty Leap, if possible. I guess if he Mighty Leaps the Talkrop Elite, then I'm in a lot of trouble. Yeah, so this is the matchup that Luca played. Luca played Kyle in the finals of the tournament this past tournament. That's interesting. Okay, if I double block, then Mighty Leap, it won't kill both of my guys, but it will kill one of them, which I think I'm okay with. Alright. So many creatures. That's not a forest. Okay, but we can play this. And then we want to equip this here. So that we have protection against Talk Crop Elite. Okay. Yeah, I think we're gonna be in some trouble here. Mostly because he can put Hone Kopesh on Talk Crop Elite, and then when he exerts with everybody, Talk Crop Elite will live. We won't be able to kill the Avengers. At best, we can kill 2 of the Unwavering Initiates and the Sacred Cat. In which case, we're looking at taking 8, 12 damage and going to 1. But all of his guys will be exerted. He'll be able to embalm the Sacred Cat. We'll lose our Slither Blade. We'll keep everything else. Okay, so we're not dead. We have, like, okay blocks here. We're gonna go to 1, but, like, we have okay blocks. Yeah, it looks like he's moving in on this line. Would really like to draw a forest. Yeah, I don't know what gets us out of this. Because we can... He's going to be at 13 if he alpha strikes us. And we can hit him back for 8, which would put him to 5. And then if we draw a forest, then we would be able to live, because his guys would be exerted. These 2 would be dead. He would embalm the Sacred Cat. We could live, and then finish him off with Gearseeker Serpent activation before his guys untap. Yeah, okay, so this is looking okay for us. Like, he can't really make this attack without potentially dying. Yeah, okay. We're in an okay spot. Let's draw a forest. Oh gosh. Ugh. Blech. Blech. Alright, I'm just gonna play this and pass. Again, the reason that I'm playing that is so that if I do draw a forest, I can play Pima Outrider and still move around the equipment if I need to. Did he draw a compulsory rest? Oh my god, that changes all of the math. Ugh. That is awful. Alright, let's draw a Cartouche of Strength. Come on, big money Cartouche of Strength. Oh, one time. Not Cartouche of Strength. Dang it. Okay. I don't think that we can do anything. I think we're just dead. Yeah, I think we're just dead. Actually, I'm gonna put this here so that I can kill one of the Talk Crop Elites. Yeah, I'm gonna have to chump block 2 guys and then let the cat hit me. Ugh. 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 Oh, this is awful. Yeah, he doesn't even need to exert the Ketras Avengers anymore. Oh, maybe, but he is. Ho-ho. Alright, let us do some quick math here. We might be able to win this game. This is 9, 10, 11. He's going to gain 3, so he's at 14. Okay. So let's see here. If we... I really want to kill this Talkrop Elite. Okay, if we block like this, and this, and this, and this, then we take exactly 13 and we die. In which case we need to block here. In which case we take 8, we take 12 and we go to 1, and then we're gonna die next turn. Okay, this is the only block that keeps us in the game, so we have to make this block. Oh, that was awful. Yeah, I think this game is worth conceding at this point, but I am curious. Yep. Alright, we will concede. Really needed that second forest. Okay. I like Stinging Shot against him. I think I like it more than Unsummon. At least more than 4 Unsummons. Dissenter's Deliverance kills Khopesh, which I like. He doesn't have any way to punish us at instant speed for Cartouche, so I like that too. So maybe we just want to cut the Unsummons and have interaction like this. Yeah, let's try it. No idea if this is the correct way to sideboard. Okay, this is decent. We get our blue source with a tune. So when I from Luca's deck, I cut 1 forest and 1 island for 2 attunes. So there's a 50% chance that that change made this hand from unkeepable to keepable, because it would have been strictly unkeepable if it were a 4 forest hand. Alright. Attune and Aether Swooper, such synergy. We got an extra servo token, yeah. Ooh. Okay. So what I'm gonna do is suit up Aether Swooper with the Touche. We're gonna fight Bishop Soldier here. Yeah, that was a good turn. That was a good trade for us. And then he probably won't want to trade with this servo. So hopefully he doesn't attack. If he does attack, we don't want to trade anyway, because next turn we'll be able to make another servo and play Bastion Inventor. Yeah. Okay, so he is going to attack. We're going to have to take it. Yeah, so one quick comment. Since Cartouche's strength says the creatures fight, so they deal damage to each other, he gains the life from lifelink, right? So that's why he was at 20. Ooh, we're going to have a target for our Stinging Shot, too. This is sweet. Oh, man, and we get to play Hone Khopesh? Yeah, this hand really came together. That attune just tied it all together. Boom. Take two. And then Hone Kopesh. And then boom. Bada bing, bada boom. Yeah. Nice curve, that's for sure. We used all of our mana every turn in this game so far, so... I mean, he did too, but we also made 3 extra mana this turn, or this game, so we are way ahead. Excuse me. Yeah, I think he's gonna exert the Gustwalker here. Ooh, if he's playing that land, that means he probably has a Talkrop Elite in his hand. Ooh, okay. So we already got the servos out of the Aether Swooper. So I'm feeling okay about that. But it is a bummer that we lost the Cartouche Strength. But I mean, the Cartouche Strength already got a card off of him, so this Compulsory Rest is not quite a 2-for-1. Like, we already got the use out of this, and we already got the use out of this. So, feeling pretty good. Probably end up cycling that since he hasn't played a Hone Kopesh yet. I'm gonna equip here. Hit him for 6. And then move the Kopesh over to the servo. Yeah. Big giant hexproof flyers. Oh, so good. Yeah, it might have been correct to cycle the Dissenter's Deliverance before equipping to the Bastion Inventor. And then, if we didn't draw land, then we lose the 1 point of damage that turn. But if we did draw land, then we would be able to still make the same line. Alright, he must have a trick, and I don't really want to lose this servo for half of a cat, so we're only blocking one of them. He didn't have a trick, but I still like having my servo more than him having half of a cat. Nice! So we're going to have a target for Stinging Shot. Let's see here. Not the worst. I mean, not the greatest, but not the worst. Alright, so let's see how we're going to use our mana. Yeah, so we should have cycled Dissenter's Deliverance last turn. Alright, so if I pay 1 to move the Kopesh here, I attack, then I can pay 1 to move it back, and then still play and equip Inventor's Goggles. Or I can just hit him for 5 here, and then use the Stinging. Yeah, I think I want to keep him from growing these Sacred Cats, so we're just gonna do this. And then play the Inventor's Goggles. Put it on this servo. And then bash him for 5. Boom. Yeah, at the end of his turn, we'll cycle Dissenter's Deliverance, unless he plays a Hone Kopesh. In which case, we might want to blow it up. Alright, I think him drawing a land there, or having a land there, kind of puts this game away for us. He won't be able to... What's he got? Is he trying to activate Cradle? Yeah, you gotta activate this as a sorcery, man. Okay. And then he gets... Oh, he's not making the Cradle. Alright, so last turn we didn't have double green, and this... Or last game we did not have double green, in this game we do not have double blue. Okay, so he can gain potentially 2 next turn, so we need to make sure that Bastion Inventor is hitting him for at least 6. So we'll do this. And we'll do one more just in case. Since we have the mana for it. Hit him for 7. Alright, and then we're going to move these back over to play a little defense. And we'll pass the turn. No, I guess he didn't see my comment. I feel like he made that mistake in a previous video that we might have been recording, or it might have just been some other, just playing a match for fun with him. But I feel like he's made that mistake before. I could be wrong. Alright, going to game 3. I could side in the second Deliverance. I don't think I want to cut anything. Like, if I were to cut something, it would be either Gear Seeker Serpent or Pima Outrider. But I don't think I want to cut either of those. Ooh, this hand is... I mean, if it had a forest in it, I would probably keep it. Like, if this were a forest, this would be a really good hand. But without that, it's really bad. Even if this were an island, this would be like a marginal hand. But I can't keep this. Not as is. Yeah, this hand is not that good either. Yeah. I think I gotta mulligan this too. It's unfortunate. Ugh, this is... Okay, we're not going below this, so... Yeah, this is one of the innate weaknesses of this deck. It's very linear, in the sense that you have to draw your creatures first. And we did not draw our creatures in our first two hands. So, yeah, we just lost to ourselves. Oh, it looks like he's got a slow hand, though, so he might not be able to punish us. Island! That's not an island. Ugh. Yeah, this is a really slow hand for him. No 1 or 2 drop creature. He's got to have an initiate here. Okay. That's not an island. But we are still in this game if we draw an island. That's how good Bastion Inventor is. Yep. Come on, island. What, does he have a second Talkrop Elite? Does he have 2 2-drops here? Alright, second Talkrop Elite. Come on, island! Yeah! Alright, that might be too late since he's got the flyers, but we do have this cartouche, so we might still be in this. He's going to hit us for at least 5 here. That's not good. So now if he double exerts, we have to chump to survive, because this is 8. Yeah, if he double exerts here, we have to chump to survive. Too little, too late. if he just exerts both of these, then we're dead. Yeah, chump blocking here keeps us alive, but then we're at 4, and we're dead. Alright. Okay, those were some good matches. You know, I like Luca's deck. I like the changes that we made too. Let's see. I cut 2 prying blades. Well, let's see. What did I add? I added these cards to the deck, and I cut 2 metallic rebukes, a cartouche of strength. Well, I guess I added this to the deck as well. Okay, so I added 11 cards to the deck. I cut 1 cartouche of knowledge. I cut 2 one with the winds. I cut 2 prying blades, that's 5. I cut 2 lands, that's 7. I cut... What else did I cut? Let's see Luca's version. Oh, I cut Implement of Ferocity, and I cut Jade Guardian. Yeah, so this is what I cut from his deck. Boom. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. There's the 11 cards. So and of those cards, I only cut 1 creature. Yeah. I think that this deck could use more cheap creatures. I don't know what creature that might be. Yeah, I don't know what creature that might be, but I think the deck wants more cheap creatures, just because yeah, the deck has so many auras and equipment that you know, you got to draw your creatures in order to play it, in order for those to do anything, right? Yeah, could trim a Gear Seeker Serpent. Maybe trim like 1 Honed Kopesh. Maybe trim an Unsummon too. But I don't even know what creature the deck wants. So let's see what our options are. Standard. We want... Oh, we're lagging a little bit. We want blue, green... Oh, wait for Magic Online. And we want commons. Alright, so let's see. What cheap creatures? I guess Kitesail Corsair isn't the worst. Maybe it's Mistcloaked Herald. Just get redundancy on Slitherblade. Jungleborn Pioneer is actually an interesting option. Just get a hexproof guy, like more hexproof guys to start loading up enchantments on. That might be a thing. Let's see what else is there. I don't think we want to play the Jungle Delver. It might be Spellweaver Eternal. Yeah, I think I like Spellweaver Eternal more than I like the 2/1 flyer, the Kitesail Corsair. I don't know how good this guy is. Bitterblade Warrior. Yeah. Scourging Vandar is interesting. Like, I don't really want to start putting a bunch of auras on him, but I guess, you know, can make an unblockable guy bigger. Yeah, he might be worth trying out. Yeah, but it looks like that's kind of it as far as options go. Might be Seed Sculptor. Yeah. It's unfortunate that Green's Artificer that makes servos is so bad. It costs 4. 4 mana for a 3/3 that makes 2 energy and can make a servo when it attacks this guy. Like, this guy is just so much worse than Aether Swooper. Yeah, so what were we saying? It might be the Seed Sculptor. It might be... It might be Ronus' Stalwart. I'm a little hesitant on that guy. It might be Spellweaver Eternal. It might be... Mistcloaked Herald, and it might be Kitesail Corsair, or possibly Jungleborn Pioneer. Yeah, some options. I think adding more cheap creatures to the deck will make the deck more consistent. And I think that's the biggest weakness of this deck right now, because this deck is clearly very powerful when it does its thing, but it just loses the games that it doesn't do its thing, or that it mulligans. You know, like, we had to mulligan... Like, our 7-card hand in that last game was really close to being good. And then our 6-card hand was unplayable. And then our 5-card hand was like, well, if we... I guess we drew 2 more cheap artifacts, and then we needed to draw an island to have an out. But the power of Bastion Inventor almost brought us back into that game, but... Yeah. If we... Like... If, you know, the Hone Kopeshes that we drew, or the Cartouche knowledge that we had, were just, you know, more cheap creatures, we might have been in that game. I don't know. But some options to try out. If you like this strategy, it's definitely proven. As I said, Luca has won 2 youth tournaments with it so far. I would definitely not say that the list is perfected yet, in the sense that it's as tuned as it can be. So, you know, there's no shame in picking up a deck that you see someone else do well with, and then try your hand at building the archetype and testing it and tweaking it to make it your own. It's really the playtesting that goes into making a deck your own. Even if you don't change anything, just understanding how to play it, it takes a lot of skill. So if you're one of those people that is kind of turned off by the idea of net decking, or taking a deck from the internet and just playing it, I would highly recommend that you give it a shot, and, you know, not necessarily just assume that you're going to do well with it because it won a tournament, but use it as a starting place to continue to grow from. So, yeah, that's all I've got for you today. Once again, congratulations to Luca, and yeah, if you like the content that we make, please make sure to give this video a like. Please make sure to hit that subscribe button if you want to keep getting updates on Standard Pauper. And please consider becoming a Patreon contributor. Just $1 a month. You can support Youth Magic here on Oahu. $10 a month or more will get you your name listed on at least one of the plaques that we have in our partner stores. $25 will get your name on 2, and $40 will get your name on 3. So please consider becoming a Patreon supporter. And thanks for stopping by. Leave a comment if you have a request of a deck that you want help with, or a deck that you want to see made into videos. Yeah, go ahead and leave a comment. And thanks for stopping by. We'll catch you next time. Peace.